The 2023 off-road season holds a special place in the hearts of so many. For some, it was proving that previous success was no fluke. For others, it was a matter of family pride. And even for those who just fell short of success, it only fueled their hunger to go round again. The points now reset, with 5 rounds across all corners of Australia and a cavalcade of cars and drivers, some former champions returning and future champions firming. Beginning in southwestern New South Wales alongside the Darling River, Pooncarie is the perfect precursor to a jewel in the world of off-road racing. Think, the King's birthday weekend set to also celebrate our own King of the Desert. The adventure continues in Love Day before we take on the Sunshine State in Charters Towers. Before we know it, the season concludes in Kalgoorlie, with the West Australian desert fast becoming one of the most popular off-road races on 2 and 4 wheels. Thousands of kilometres of Australia's toughest terrain awaits. But for one of these races, this year could be the year. More than 400 competitive kilometres forms the 2024 edition of the Wentworth Shire Pooncarie Desert Dash, with Prologue and 2 sections across Saturday and Sunday to determine our first race winners of the year. Headlining the 2024 BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship start list is champion driver Travis Robinson, racing with the #1 plate aboard his Pro-Buggy. More than 60 crews are set to tackle Pooncarie, with some returning names looking to start a new season with a haul of points. The Howells Motorsport siblings of Josh and Ali Howells. 2012 champion Matt Hansen and his striking orange Pro-Buggy. Fixtures in South Australian off-road racing, the Havey brothers, Aaron and Carl. And making the switch to a Pro-Buggy, 2-time side-by-side champion James Cook, joined by his champion navigator Mitch Aucote. The side-by-sides enjoy more support with thanks to transportable shade sheds, courtesy of long-time competitor James Mogford, who is one of the front-runners to take this year's crown. A rejuvenated Greg Campbell debuts a new Can-Am here in Pooncarie. Glenn Brinkman is also battle-hardened after finishing his first Dakar rally, all of whom lead a field of 19 side-by-sides. The class battles are as intriguing as ever, with Prolight's Mel Brandel equally an outright contender after a runner-up performance last time out in Pooncarie. The Extreme Trophy trucks also have a strong representation, with the likes of Bo Robinson, Nick Commons and Brett Comiskey making the start line. It certainly sets the scene for a thrilling start to the 2024 BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship. A short blast through the transportable shade sheds Prologue sets the benchmark on Saturday morning in Pooncarie. Stalwart of the production class, Jeff Pickering debuts his long-awaited Ford Ranger as the first car to set a time. It was a tough return to Australia for Glenn Brinkman, the defending side-by-side winner in last year's Pooncarie Desert Dash, some 26 seconds off the side-by-side pace in Prologue. 2023 side-by-side championship runner-up Greg Campbell debuting his new Can-Am, 4th in class. James Mogford looked to set the pace, edging ahead of Christian Montesalvo's Sport Light by some 10 seconds. But Lachlan Bailey blitzed them all as the top side-by-side pro, the only driver to set a 6-minute 11-second lap at the halfway point through Prologue.
Yeah, pretty dusty, but we obviously the minute gaps, it's not too much dust for us, but we'll just run our own race and hopefully we don't have any issues and yeah, we'll go from there, see how we go tonight.
The first driver to break the Bailey benchmark would be the Pro Light of Mel Brandle with a 6-minute 3-second benchmark. The extreme four-wheel drive of Brent Smoothie would be the first sub-6-minute lap time. James Cook had a troubled build-up with his new Pro-Buggy, but was fortunate to make the start, 9th in Prologue. The hard luck continued in the Howes Motorsport camp with mechanical issues again plaguing Josh Howes.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to do a prologue this morning. We had a hose issue on the intercooler.
5 seconds split a tight midfield between 2012 champion Matt Hansen, the Hattie brothers, another pair of brothers in Dale and Brent Martin, and Aaron James. It was another pair of brothers, though, that locked out the top two. Bo Robinson dominating the extreme two-wheel drive class to sit second. But the reigning champion picked up where he left off 2023, leading the charge in the transportable shade sheds prologue. Travis Robinson, alongside a new navigator in Paul Currie, will lead away the field, courtesy of a 5-minute 42.3 in prologue.
We've actually done a few changes to the car, and we're actually having a couple of little dramas with it, so we're actually pretty happy to still come away with the win, but it's yeah, it's a good start to the year.
It is actually pretty dusty. Yeah, it's going to be bad. You'd think it's got a bit of moisture in it, but it's actually very dry. So no, it's good. Trav leading's perfect. You know, it's good to beat all these. It's a pretty decent buggy field, so I'm actually a bit surprised that maybe a few of them didn't get in front of us there. So happy.
Up next, Section 1, 105 kilometres awaits the field as the 2024 Wentworth Shire Pooncarie Desert Dash gets underway. The 2023 off-road champion, Travis Robinson, is the first to launch into Section 1, a chance for the Pro-Buggy to stretch its legs across the 105-kilometre course. His brother, Bo Robinson, next to launch his trophy truck. It was a race against time for the Howes Motorsport crew, but Josh Howes makes the start line. The fastest side-by-side in Prologue, Section 1 proved cruel to Lachlan Bailey. He and navigator Nathan Stracek failing to finish Saturday's opening run. Gearbox issues plagued the trophy trucks of Brent Smoothie and Brett Comiskey.
Yeah, new car bugs, unfortunately, and lost selection. It would jump from second to fourth and then back to second, so it's not good over revving the motor, and it's all new and new motor and everything. So
engine problems affected the Pro-Buggies of Matt Hansen and Shane Elphinstone. The drama didn't stop there. Both Robinson brothers pulled up at the end of the first section well off the pace. Starting the race first and second after Prologue, Travis would end Saturday in 9th, a minute adrift of the leaders. Bo Robinson only 10 seconds ahead in 8th, but critically still the extreme two-wheel drive leader. Bo's nearest class rival would be Andrew Commons and Anthony Cook, their trophy truck sitting 15th outright. Carl Habe would hold on to a slender 6-second buffer over Bo Robinson in 7th. His brother, Aaron Habe, impressing again on the national stage to sit 4th outright. Barely a second would split Aaron James and Josh Howes for 5th. An impressive comeback for Howes after his Prologue woes. The sister car of Ali Howes and Sarah Corrigan sat 14th overall and 2nd in Pro Light. Leading the class were Mel and Liam Brandel, sitting 10th outright. Benefiting from the woes of cars ahead, some new names would feature atop of the AORC leaderboard. Dale Martin and Tanner James, one of the first to set a sub 1 hour lap time. But some 5 seconds ahead in second, it was a mighty showing from the 2023 side-by-side champions, James Cook and Mitch Aucote, in their Pro-Buggy debut. Another 5 seconds faster would be Brent Martin and Andre De Simone. Starting the race in 4th, the Pro-Buggy would end Saturday in the lead of the Pooncarie Desert Dash.
Very happy with that. The team's done an awesome job with the car, and just happy to get to the finish. Times are tight, and happy to come out in front and get a bit of dust-free action tomorrow. Just consolidate the position, hopefully, and I know what it's like being in that dust. So, and now we've got a pro car, we actually throw up a little bit, so it'll be hard for them to get past us.
Looking at the other class battles at the end of Saturday, Philip Lovett and Luke Stanley were in a league of their own in extreme four-wheel drive. Michael Shipton and Paul Charlton leading performance two-wheel drive. Norman Parker and Mark Robinson in production four-wheel drive. Christian and Ashton Montesalvo in Sports Light. Rick Chambers and Patrick Geraghty in Super 1650. And Jake Van Vliet leads side-by-side sport. And in the Transportable Shade Shed Side-by-Side Championship, James and Michael Mogford benefited from a clean and consistent run to sit 2 minutes ahead of Greg and Tori Campbell. And after a tricky prologue, Glenn Brinkman and Jacqueline Hughes recovered to third in class.
The track chopped up pretty bad, really bad, but tomorrow's going to be a different day with 3 laps. It was good to get 1 lap in while the track wasn't too bad, but it's going to be a challenge tomorrow.
Three more laps await the Wentworth Shire Pooncarie Desert Dash field, and after a gruelling opening lap on Saturday, there would be no guarantees of an easy Sunday stroll to the finish. Brent Martin would lead the field away on Sunday morning. Behind were the equally rapid James Cook and Dale Martin. And it was smooth sailing on the opening lap for Brent Martin and Andre De Simone, but the pair would come to a halt on the penultimate lap of the race, dashing their hopes of victory.
The car just cut out on me, and we couldn't get it going again, but that first lap we were hauling, loving the car, loving the new power, and just a bit disappointing, but it's all part of the game.
James Cook would inherit the race lead by some 40 seconds over Dale Martin ahead of the final lap. After surviving 3 laps, the field would push hard on the final section. The Pro Light of Mel Brandel climbing through the field, starting 10th, the South Australian would eventually come home 6th outright and with the Pro Light victory. Benjamin Falk also dug deep to break into the outright top 10, overtaking Ali Howes to ultimately claim runner-up in Pro Light. Falk was also frustratingly close to snaring 9th from the Pro-Buggy of Jared Percival and Brenton Galash. Tom Owen and Damien Bennett also climbing up the order in 8th. And Brett Rogers and Brett Richardson surviving in 7th. The the Robinson brothers only know one driving mode, and that's flat out. Carving their way up the order, Beau Robinson would dominate extreme two-wheel drive on Sunday. The recovery drive elevated the trophy truck to 5th. 4th at the end of Saturday, and 4th again come the end of Sunday were Aaron and Chelsea Habey. The rapid Beau Robinson came close to snatching their place, but the Habeys fell short of the outright podium by just 2.5 seconds. It was a mighty recovery drive from the reigning champion Travis Robinson and his new navigator Paul Currie. The Pro-Buggy passing 6 spots and collecting a handy haul of points. Back to the side-by-side championship field. The curse of the race leader continued on Sunday, with James and Michael Mogford losing a ton of time. The pair would finish Section 2 in 18th. But their buffer at the end of Saturday kept them on the podium, almost a minute ahead of Glenn Brinkman and Jacqueline Hughes. The side-by-side honours would ultimately go to Greg and Tori Campbell, a solid debut for their all-new Can-Am. Just 40 seconds split race leaders James Cook and Dale Martin heading into the final lap. Undeterred by the bad luck of drivers behind, Martin pushed on the final 106 Ks. In the end, just 34 seconds split the top 2. But it would be Dale Martin and Tanner James who would seal victory at the Wentworth Shire Pooncarie Desert Dash, their first AORC win.
First ever outright, yeah, we've taken a few seconds and thirds over the years, but no, it's been a long time coming, the outright first place. They're hard to come by.
We played the conservative role and kind of bit us, but look, we're super happy to be in the second place. Congratulations to Dale and his team. They drove well and put it on the line. Yeah, congratulations to them.
Yeah, look, it was a good weekend, good first race for the season, and yeah, can't complain.
So after a thrilling 4 laps, Dale Martin leads the BF Goodrich Motorsport Australia Off-Road Championship standings with a perfect 600 points to his name. 72 adrift is James Cook, and it was a solid case of damage limitation for Travis Robinson in 3rd place. Look at how they finished in the class standings. Beau Robinson and Shane Hutt dominated Andrew Commons and Anthony Cook by 20 minutes in extreme two-wheel drive. Michael Mather and Ray Farrell were 3rd. Norman Parker and Mark Robertson backed up their Saturday performance in production 4-wheel drive, edging ahead of Jeff Pickering and Dylan Watson. Paul Tinger and Daniel Kelsey benefited from the woes of Christian and Ashton Montesalvo to claim Sport Light honours. And in a league of their own were Phil Lovett and Luke Stanley in extreme 2-wheel drive. Michael Shipton and Paul Charlton in performance 2-wheel drive, and Rick Chambers and Patrick Geraghty in Super 1650. Looking to the Transportable Shade Shed Side-by-Side Championship, Jan Vies and Emily Brandle were victorious in side-by-side sport over Ross Newman and Jake Van Vliet. While Greg and Tori Campbell lead the side-by-side pro field with 528 points.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's been a big lead up to the event. We only got the car a little while ago, and there's been a lot of late nights, and big thanks to the guys that helped back in the workshop get the car prepped for us. Yeah, massive. Yeah, it's just a big relief. You know, couldn't have wanted a better dream debut for the new Maverick R in the Australian Championship.
Stay up to date with all the latest news, information and results at aorc.com.au. Attention now turns to the 2024 edition of the Taps Vink Desert Race, the pinnacle event in Australian off-road racing. And with a rejuvenated AORC field, can anyone stop Toby Price's streak of Vink wins? We'll find out on the King's birthday weekend. That's June 7 to 10. Until then, from the Wentworth Shire Pooncarie Desert Dash, it's bye for now.